is. Yeah, I don't know anything about racing. This is true. You're right. You're in the wrong show.
Yeah.
You're watching the wrong show if you want to hear like super engineer stuff. What's going on, everybody? I'm looking up like this because you got the Stanley Cup playoffs going on. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Canes baseball going on. How they doing, Vish? I'm just turning on the TV now. Not good.
No, they're up in the.
What?
In fact, they're an out away from a 2-game winning streak here.
Omaha, here we come. Baby.
Now, they did fall behind 2-0 after one after making 2 errors in the first inning, but so let's not all start high-fiving yet.
Oh man, did Crowther throw again today?
He did all right. I mean, after the first inning, they haven't scored, so it's 5-2.
All right.
It's down to the last strike here.
No more errors?
No, not since the first. No.
Good. All right. Well, by the way, this is an F1 show.
Yeah, Fernie showed up.
Hey,
Fernie,
I got to talk to you. By the way, Steven Hernandez. What's this? Steven Fernandez reached out to me, so we all got to get together. And it's Billy's birthday today. Shout out to my other roommate, my other college roommate. Fernie's one of them. Steven is the other. Billy is the other. It's Billy's birthday today. Billy Zoffinger. Shout out to Billy. Anyways, I'll talk to you about it later. I'll text you later, Fern. Yeah, definitely good times. Stuff that we can't talk about on YouTube.
We do have breaking news. The Canes have won.
Hey, there we go. Omaha, here we come, baby.
That's 2 in a row. Canes on deck. It's on deck.
Let's go.
Nice.
All right.
Canes on deck next on the network here.
We got some cool stuff to talk about today, even though I don't think we have a race this weekend, but we got a race in 2 weeks, and it's here in beautiful sunny Miami.
Yep.
But first, obviously, the Chinese Grand Prix, right? I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy for me. It was a little crazy. I mean, not to mention it was all at 3:00 in the morning. But what's even crazier is that I actually was up to see some of this stuff. Kind of nuts. It was kind of nuts. I don't know why, but I was. I got to see like the sprint qualifying, I think. Some practice. And to be quite honest with you, I mean, it was interesting, right? I mean, obviously in sprint qualifying, you had, it was really wet, so you had a lot of rain, and you had the guys that I thought would be up there, right? Lewis Hamilton, Alonso, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch, but at the same time, it was a little chaotic as well. A lot of things happened at the end. What were your takes on the sprint first of all, and then also of course the race itself?
Well, especially with sprint qualifying, it was one of the most exciting qualifying sessions we've seen all year. Funny enough, rain coming in right at the very end was fantastic. Yeah, Lando Norris put in one of the best laps that any driver has in the wet in a long time, clearing the field by I think 1.5 seconds or something like that. Then they said his lap was deleted because of the fact that he went off the previous lap. And then a few seconds after the qualifying ended, when we all thought that he was out of it, they say, nope, he's got first place for the sprint qualifying. And, we all thought it was going to be, more exciting for him during the sprint race, which didn't pan out after turn one. But, overall, like I said, that qualifying 3 was just like Fernie says in the chat, it was chaos, and chaos is always fun, especially when you have Max Verstappen winning every single race anytime he gets in that car. Any type of chaos during any type of practice or qualifying or anything like that, it just makes it more exciting because you see other people up there. So
Then again, it only took him like 3 laps to get back into first place. So yeah,
Exactly.
then there's that. Vish, what's your take on this weekend in China?
Yeah, like Evan said, the sprint race was kind of, and the qualifying was kind of the interesting part. You kind of wish that was the actual race because there was a lot of chaos in the race itself too. But the issue is with Max being so dominant, he doesn't actually. He's so far in front, he can't get caught up in the chaos. And then any kind of safety car, he's still going to be faster than everyone else. And the sprint qualifying with the changing conditions made it tougher, and we saw. It's not surprising that the top 4 or 5 are kind of the top drivers on the grid. Some of the others drop back because it becomes more about driver skill in those conditions. And then, until Max sorted his engine problem, it was an interesting sprint race. That all of a sudden it was just like, he fixed the car.
Yep.
Game over.
It
was his battery wouldn't deploy.
His battery, that's right.
And for those that aren't familiar with modern F1 cars, they run on basically hybrid technology, battery power, and so there isn't as much. The engines aren't that powerful by themselves. So when his electronics started failing, it was basically a weak engine he was driving, which allowed him to keep pace. That happened to anyone else, they'd lose like 10 spots, but he couldn't overtake like normal. Then they got it fixed pretty quickly. Ate everyone up. Yeah, the sprint race was fun, but then it also I don't think people realize he opened up a 13-second gap in like 9 laps in the sprint race. It's just insane.
Yeah.
That's like, all right, there goes any drama for the actual race because that's where it's kind of that's where like the whole qualifying and race after that was just like a formality for him when you realize how much more pace he had.
Although I will tell you, in the race itself, there was a lot of drama for P2, P3, right? Yeah. It was nice to see a little bit of that, and there was actually a lot of drama in the back as well. We just didn't see it because it was such good racing in the middle with Leclerc and with Sainz and Checo and Alonso. Even though Alonso there at some point.
He went a different strategy than everyone else with the safety cars. So then he was offset, which is why we saw him drop back and then pass everyone.
Right. It was it was fun. It was fun to watch. Let's see here. Did we do predictions?
We did do predictions. You showed up
late,
but got it in there. No, you
I have them. Did I write them down?
Yeah, but you were in a different room. I don't know if they traveled up to.
They definitely didn't. Let me see. No. What did you have? I don't even remember.
Apologies to Carly. Whatever I had was wrong. So.
Oh, man.
No, but she's saying that because I think she called out Red Bull, McLaren, Red Bull as 1, 2, 3. I think that's what she said for her prediction. Yeah. She's trying to say she got 2 right this year so far.
Let me see. Who was it? It was. I can't even see here, dude. Oh, here we go. Max. No, that Max Lewis and Sergio. That was
the sprint race standings are in the doc.
That's for the sprint race.
For the actual race here, I'll put it up on screen.
Yeah, I can't.
It's all in the doc, but we do no show prep, so
I am blind here too. So
those are the race results.
There we go.
So yeah, Max, Lando, Sergio, Carlos. We'll skip that guy. Alonso, Piastri, Hamilton, Nico, and are the points.
Yeah, man. Even with Alonso, he had a puncture at the end, right?
Yeah.
And he still finished in 7th, which was pretty awesome for him. He had a nice race, but talk about Lando Norris putting in the drive of the year so far for him, right? He did a hell of a job this weekend. It's a good car, right? That McLaren is quick, but he's a really good driver, man. So I think that he just had the right strategy. He drove brilliantly. I think it was a decent drive for Leclerc and for Sainz as well. I don't think that this specific circuit is a strong one for Ferrari. You can tell that they kind of had some issues a little bit, but they're still fast enough to get in there and qualify in the top 5, both of them. So, um, any surprises there that you see on that list that you guys are surprised that kind of finished in the top, maybe 10, 12? I mean, Nico at 10 is not bad either, right?
Yeah.
It's a nice drive by Nico.
Yeah, I was going to point out Nico in the points. Haas has got 3 out of the last 4 races in the points. They usually have these stretches during the year where they'll get 3 out of 4 and then kind of drop off, where they'll have some points. I mean, the team doesn't even have as many points as Ali Berman does by himself. But,
I know.
But overall, this is kind of their stretch that they've been doing good, that they, are being competitive. You see the Haas in Q2 and, they're being more competitive in that midfield than some teams that we thought were going to be better than them, like the Alpines or the Williams or even the Kick F1 Sauber team. These guys are just they're showing that they are the class of that second tier. They are the class of that second step of Formula One right now. Where they can consistently be up there and Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg are just, they're great drivers in their own, rights. They're fantastic, Formula One drivers. If, you put them in a different car, maybe a Ferrari or an Aston or something like that, you could see those guys being up a little bit further than that. But, at the end of the day, they're in a Haas, but they're getting the best out of it. And, that's all you can really ask for them, in that regard.
This is true. Fish, you got anything that kind of add to that there?
Not really. Just there was chaos, like you said, in the back, which did help some of these cars, especially Nico and you see the Alpine 11. They hadn't been finishing that high.
Yeah.
There was safety cars and then follow-on safety cars because of behavior under the safety car, and then penalties all over the place. So that allowed some of these teams to kind of move up.
We'll definitely talk about the penalties here really quick, and Ferrari has some big news from Miami also, which I want to kind of get your takes, you guys take on that also. But I think we can all agree the driver of the day is probably Lando Norris, right? I think he's I mean, again, hell of a drive by him. Disappointment of the day.
I mean, besides for Max Verstappen just taking off on everybody else, I mean, he was consistently keeping that 5-6 second lead over Sergio Perez when Sergio Perez finally got around Charles Leclerc there at the end of the race. And that's not something that's easy to do, in a car that's. You guys got me?
Now you're back. You're back
for a second there.
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, in a car that's supposed to be, a lot slower than those Red Bulls. Even Lando admitted that he thought he was going to be, a lot behind the Ferraris this week, and he ended up there. He ended up, keeping pace with all of them.
I mean, look, even Piastri drove well as well, right?
His car got damaged too.
Yeah,
and so he was driving with a damaged car.
It's a good race finishing in P8. So. Let's talk about the standings really quick before we kind of move forward here. The driver standings, it's obviously Max, and then it's Sergio. Then you've got the Ferraris and Leclerc and Sainz. So, and it's the same. It's the same in the drivers and the constructors as well.
Yeah, I mean they're in pairs here. So
yeah,
it's the two Red Bulls, the two Ferraris, the two McLarens. And then the Mercedes and Austins are split, but so that is going to be your constructors.
Yep, same thing in the constructors: Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes. And what's crazy is it's only a 44 point lead. I mean, if these Ferraris continue to battle there, it could be interesting. If Checo shits the bed, that's the only way.
I still think it's going to be. I mean, Max has won every race except the one where his car broke. So and
Checo couldn't even win that race.
Yeah, I think we've gotten
keep up there.
I think we've gotten to the point where, and we got this way with Lewis in the previous iteration of the car, where we're just not even looking at the top of the field. I mean, what he's doing is so impressive, but we're just used to it. It's all right. Let's start with who finished second and start talking about and I think the fact, and this is again the same thing with when Hamilton was dominating and Bottas was in the second car, and everyone's like, well, he has the strongest car, and yes, the Red Bull is the strongest car, but if you put like an average driver in that car instead of Max, they might not even win the championship, let alone dominate the way he is.
I agree.
Yeah,
and you know, I think we saw the same thing with Hamilton the previous iteration. We're seeing that now with Max, where it's the car and the combination of driver are just so in sync. It's not going to be competitive essentially at this point.
Yeah,
it's pretty stupid.
But you know, everyone's like, we got to solve. I mean, he's just that good. And that happens sometimes in sports, right? He's just that good.
For sure.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. So, speaking of the penalties that we spoke about earlier, obviously, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I saw that Ricardo got hit with a 3-place grid penalty. Heard a little bit about the Sargent thing. Can you guys kind of elaborate on what happened with those guys?
Yeah, the Sargent one is in my opinion screwed up. So it was under safety car, and he was, I forget who was coming. I think it might have been Nico coming out of the pits, but they essentially came out basically even. And Sargent ended up in front because he's not coming out of the pits. He's got a little bit worse. But keep in mind, this is all under the safety car. So they went and looked at the telemetry and saw he was marginally behind when they both hit the safety car line. So technically, Nico should have been in front.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, what they normally do is just say, hey, you got to give the place back. Instead of doing that, they gave him a penalty, which is complete crap. And not that he was honest, not that it matters what he said.
Yeah.
So far back, but still.
But the thing is that the FIA, I mean, they're just not very consistent, man. They'll give a penalty for one thing.
Well, no, I mean, this is consistent from the standpoint of if you overtake illegally, and that was technically an illegal overtake,
right?
You have to give the place back, or it's a penalty,
right?
But they should have, you know,
just give the place back.
Well, by the time they figured out that he had.
It was,
you know, they restarted the race. It was under safety cars, so at that point, so at that point, I mean, again, it was obviously he would have just given the place back if he had known.
Yeah.
So that one was a little bit, you know, unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, and the Ricardo one, 3.
Well, he overtook onto the safety car.
He actually overtook.
Yeah, actually overtook.
So there's nothing you can do about that one.
Well, Nico had overtaken him legally under the safety car, and I never saw an explanation of why Nico's was legal. I mean, I don't know if you saw that, but they did say it was compliant with the rule. I did look up the rule because they cited it, 55.8, I think it was the number, and I looked at it, and it's the standard stuff, the conditions like. Yes, you can overtake if the guy pits in front of you, because otherwise, you know, overtaking is illegal under the safety car, except for so you have to put the obvious conditions. The car in front of you brakes and pulls over. Obviously, you don't just stand there behind it. That type of stuff.
Stop the whole train.
If they enter the pit lane, you can keep going. That kind of stuff. So there were like 6 conditions there. None of them were obvious that allowed Nico to overtake, but they did clearly state Nico could overtake by the rule. Now, why Ricardo thought he could take the place back is just, I mean, this dude needs to retire. I mean,
it's a Fernando Alonso.
He's just he overtook me, so I passed him under the safety car. And it's like, dude, that's not how any of this works. So
at this point, he might have.
And it was assessed, and he couldn't take the penalty in the race, so he's got a 3-place grid penalty for Miami. Let's see, Stroll. We all saw what Stroll did.
Barreled into Danny Rick, and then called everybody idiots afterwards.
Well, and this is the thing. Like, so they're complaining and saying, like, "What's he supposed to do?" And this time, Danny Rick is 100% is like, "It's a safety car restart, and this front driver can do whatever he wants." Mm-hmm. He can slow, he can speed up. Everyone knows. Behind. Yeah, everyone knows that like you're gonna have to stop, start, you need to be alert. And they actually had telemetry, and Stroll wasn't even looking.
He was looking dead at the apex. Is what they were saying.
He was. Yeah, no, they say that's what they analyzed, like video footage, and he was just like looking off in it.
I'm telling you, at some point, I know Stroll's going to be around for a little bit, but
he's going to be around forever, man. He can't go. He needs to go. He basically owns the team.
Nah, he needs to go, man. Like it's at this point, it's getting ridiculous. If there was the results that any other driver was putting in that car, a car that obviously Fernando Alonso was fighting at the top with, we see where Alonso ended the race at, but you got to remember he did a late pit stop, put on soft tires, and then was passing damn near everybody to get that car back up, up there in the points, and he was making some incredible passes right there in that last stint. After he put those soft tires on, and Lance Stroll just can't do anything with it. So, I mean, is nepotism really that strong that they're going to leave him in that car just because of the fact that it's his son? I mean, yeah, but Lawrence Stroll's a businessman.
I mean, that's
Stroll's
exactly
a businessman.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's a businessman. At the end of the day, he's losing money.
Not really.
I mean. You have a team that's going to end up being in a top 3 team, potentially that could be out of the top 5 because his son can't keep the car, on the track or can't stay away from other drivers or run into the back of them.
Yeah, but how much money is that costing them?
I mean, how much does it cost to fix a car?
Not that much.
How much do they lose at the end of the year?
I mean, this is all change that he finds in his couch. Also, they're not. I mean, if you actually want to bring in a top driver, you're talking, 30, 40, 50 million a year. It's the one that's not in the cost cap. So they're saving money in that sense. He just, obviously they don't care. They would have got rid of him a long time ago. So, So yes, to answer your question, yes, nepotism is that strong. He'll be in that car as long as he wants to.
And that's going to keep him 5th in the point standing or 4th in the point standings.
Probably. Probably.
We'll I think that's fine. Like, it's not like Alonso's winning races with this car. It's not.
Yeah,
I think it was the difference in that level. But I mean, does a multi-billionaire care if they finish 4th or 5th? Probably not.
He's probably still making a shitload of money.
Yeah, no, and also just the way that Formula One is, the teams appreciate and value so much. If they ever want to sell it, they'll.
Yeah.
He'll make a killing.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. And lastly, what do you guys think about that blue livery that's coming out for Miami for the Ferraris? Huh?
I didn't see that one. I'm gonna have to look that one.
Hold on. Oh, you didn't see the? It was
that
was the news for today. It's a
news
special
out of Ferrari. That's a special livery for
celebrating their anniversary of racing in the United States, I guess, or some
whatever it is. I'm okay with it. I think it looks cool. It's just something different they're going to do for this race. So I'm okay with it.
Maybe they're thinking people confuse them with the Red Bulls or something. Like
it's a lighter shade of blue. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Hopefully they don't.
See if you can put it up. See if you can put it up.
I'm looking for a photo of it. I read the article on it. But...
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram too and on Twitter.
Hold on. Okay, let me
see if we can put it up there really quick.
Yeah, let me search for the. I got the name of the color.
What's oh my god, what is the name of that color?
Azur La Plata.
Oh, that's right. Azur.
Okay, I don't see, they didn't show the actual car, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay. I don't see the
Let's see if I can find it here.
Because I see like concept cars and stuff in that color.
Yeah.
Let me see. Ferrari. Let's see.
Did Ferrari post it or did F1 post it?
It's not on their main page, yeah. So let me see if F1 posted it. Maybe F1 posted it. Let me see. Who the hell knows? Oh, they didn't post it either. I don't know. Huh.
Where'd you see it? Anyway, it's
Cascade is doing the starting grid for F1 here. Not that anybody cares about that, but
it's basically a sky blue, essentially.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It is what it is.
Man, but how's Ferrari drive not in red?
Yeah, that's kind of the crazy thing, that red has been so iconic for them for so many years.
I'm trying to see. No, man. That's so crazy. I saw the car earlier, and now I can't find it anywhere.
Every article I see has like the actual like red Ferrari, and then when I search for the color, I get a bunch of like sports cars and stuff, and nothing with the actual.
Oh, really? No, I actually did get it. But anyway,
I think it's cool. A sky blue.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure some other teams might have some new liveries for us as well. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they
just some.
always do something, helmets or
Yeah.
different spray suits and stuff like that. I'm more excited to see the upgrades. McLaren's
So
supposed to
who's
be
coming?
coming with
Yeah, who's
their
coming
upgrades.
out with
Yeah,
some upgrades?
McLaren's supposed to be coming with upgrades. So is Aston Martin. They're both supposed to be bringing packages to Miami. Especially those two teams. We saw them compete. We saw them up there with the Red Bulls and with the ahead of Mercedes and stuff like that during this whole past weekend. Miami is a much different track than China, but overall it should be interesting to see, especially how the McLarens run up there, because they really haven't done that great down here in Miami before. I think the first year that they were here, they were back of the pack damn near, if I recall correctly. I want to see how they look going into this race, because they were so strong. Oscar was fighting for that P4, P5 throughout the day, and like we said earlier, Lando was, the other fastest driver of the day. He was the driver of the day overall, because of how strong he was there, and nobody expected that, not even them, like I was saying. So these upgrades should push them up a little bit closer. Maybe Max only wins by 10 seconds this time instead of 13, but I'd like to see that. I want to see those upgrades. The way the car looks is cool and everything, but the speed of them is what we really care about.
So by the way, yeah, Ferrari will race in blue. So they've done it before. In 1964 F1, they raced in those colors in blue and white. Because Enzo was furious that the FIA had refused to homologate the 250 LM to race in sports cars and handed back his competitor's license. So the final two rounds of the F1 World Championship saw Ferraris entered by NART, I guess, in their blue and white livery, with Surtees sealing the crown. So while not the first F1 Ferrari car in blue, it'll be the first Scuderia. So
Yeah.
pretty cool. I know there's a picture out there, and I just can't for the life of me find it. So while you guys talk crap about all this stuff, I'm going to find it. I promise you, I'm going to find it. But because I have to now. Now I'm on a mission here to find it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyways, well, we've got Miami coming up in a couple of weeks, so we're pretty excited about Miami.
Yeah.
It's a fun race. It's down here, obviously in our hometown. This is not the color, but it's also a chance for some people down here that are some big F1 fans to go out there. I don't know if we're gonna go out there. I know Fernie asked. As of right now, the answer is a resounding no, because it is the second most expensive F1 ticket in the world, behind only
Monaco.
another American country. No, Las Vegas.
Really? Even
Yep.
more expensive than Monaco? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, by a lot too. It's like Vegas, Miami, right? And then it's like Monaco and everybody else
Wow.
all the way down here. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it from how do you say, my couch? That's where I'm gonna watch it. Jesus Christ. It would be cool though if they did like a Miami Vice, like a Vice City car.
Yeah.
Someone. It'd probably be like Red Bull, because Red Bull.
Didn't Lando had his helmet like that a couple of years ago, or
He
or
did.
last year, or whatever it was.
I read somewhere that Carlos Sainz was going to do something like that, but now I can't find it anywhere. This is really, really annoying. Really annoying.
It would be someone at the back of the grid. It wouldn't be anyone at the front for
like
attention.
Williams or something.
Yeah,
like
Williams.
You can do Sargent because he's a local kid, right?
Yeah.
So probably do something like that. So
I'm still in limbo about whether I'm going to be able to go or not. I know on the last show I had mentioned that I might have tickets. Don't know how that's panning out yet, but I think again, it's one of those situations that there are a lot of fans down here. There are a lot of people who would love to go to this race, and the fact that it's in our backyard, it's upsetting that it is so expensive, because I think people down here would love to go and enjoy that race and enjoy that atmosphere and enjoy everything that goes on around it. But it's just like
it's frustrating. Oh,
it's frustrating. Yeah.
Here it is. I know you guys can't see it too well. Hold on. I found it. I found the picture.
Oh, look.
Oh my God, he actually posted from his own
Evan Stat
thing.
managed to log us himself.
I don't know if you can see that.
That's darker
That's
than
cool.
I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a little darker, but
Hold on. Wait, we have technology here. Hold on. Hold it up again.
there you go. Boom.
I
It
mean,
is darker.
That looks
Yeah,
like
It
a,
looks good though.
It's kind of cool.
for you
Yeah.
old heads. It looks like a Prost.
Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of looks like a Prost.
It does. You're right. Anyways, we'll have a nice breakdown to next week of the Miami GP. It'll be a fun one. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. All the events surrounding it that we can't afford to go to. You know, we'll
That's
talk about all that.
We'll figure out a way to get to some of them because, well, Miami. So, you know how that goes. Anyways, thanks.
Everyone's got a primo working there that can slip you in. So
we'll figure it out for sure. I know a DJ or something. You know, you never know.
yeah,
Exactly.
Oh man, it'll be fun. Yes, they are outrageous, Carly. Absolutely.
yeah. I think I did my one attendance at that now.
Yeah, I think I was good with the one I did. It was fun. Anyways, thanks for watching the show, guys. We got the Miami GP next week, but we've got Kane's on deck coming up in about 2
Kane's
minutes.
cat. We will be talking
about
this massive winning streak we've gone on now. So
Omaha, baby, Omaha. Let's go. Peyton Manning's gonna throw out the next pitch and go Omaha. Anyways, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. See you later.